So, good afternoon to all the CoderRange community members. Smiling afternoon to everyone. I'm going to discuss today about a roadmap that you have to know to crack a job interview in data analytics, how you can become a pro data analytics, and what is a roadmap that you have to have. And this is going to be not hands-on, but we're going to discuss about what type of questions you will get in the real-time data analytics job expectations. So that is, it's going to be more of, I'm just telling upfront, guys, it's going to be more of you expectation of, it is all about how you follow the processes in the industry to get a job in, as a pro data analytics. So we are going to discuss more on that aspects. So there won't be much hands-on in this throughout the session. It's going to be more of some kind of expectations of interviewers will understand, and we're going to talk about how you can land a high paying job in data analytics, what skill sets is that we are expected, that will be discussed here. Okay, so before we start off this thing, so we will just start off with this agenda. So if anyone who wants to understand land a job as a data analytics, okay, so first, we have to be having a good project experience on domains, that is banking or fintech or supply chain, because that is the first criteria that organizations will look forward. So they will expect from you is that they will expect a banking or finance supply chain projects. Okay, so experience on these domains will help you to land a high paying job in data analytics as fast as quick as it is possible, because the right project you keep on this domains are important. Okay, the second thing is how much level of understanding of SQL you have. That makes you a lot of importance here, guys. What level of SQL understanding you get here, and that is a very important aspect here. Okay, so SQL, you have to be very good at SQL, especially the advanced SQL part. The things are important. One second, let me just show you. You have advanced SQL part, so that is something expectation is from you is this. One second, let me show you this. One second. Let me show you in Excel. So what level of Excel that they will expect from you is, I will talk about this Excel. So what level of Excel expectations they'll do here is, so basically when you're going for any company, I'll give you a small cheat code, okay, that you can use it in real time. So Excel, every organization, so most of the companies, they will ask us Excel, that is Excel or SQL, any other one of the other form of analytics they will ask. Okay, so what I do is, for most of the engineers who all are going to basically work with SQL, so basically the flow of code you write in Excel will be always, if you are trying to solve 100 problems in SQL or 500 problems in SQL, all the SQL problems will have this flow of code only. That is, they'll select from, join, where, and group by, having, order by. Using this keywords or using this flow of code only, with majority of the SQL problem is solved by all the working professionals. So what I request to all of you is that the summary is that whenever you are working in a SQL problem, this flow of code, please make a note of it, that any problem you are trying to solve in a SQL in real time will have to be adapted with select, that is to select the columns, from which database, join is to tell what join we have to do, where is to search for a particular row level filtering, group by is to aggregate the data, having is to tell how you are grouping the data and group level filtering, and order by is to get the final output. So this is a general flow of code you will write in SQL. So keep that in your mind. And I have taught this to the maximum professionals, that the top 6 interview code flows, any real problem you are solving in SQL, say 65% of frequency of questions will be having the similar flow of code, that is select, from, join, where, group by, having, order. Some flow of code will minor will change, but maximum the flow of code will be the similar. Okay, sometimes for advanced code they will use limit, and they will use window functions also, and subqueries also for advanced thing. So we try to actually analyze 1,000+ real-time entry questions on SQL. When we analyzed it, the maximum category of questions that real-time they will ask you is, the maximum real-time questions are aggregation related. So they will ask to group by, having, order by, and they will mainly focus on joins, and that is left join or right join, filtering related, and advanced analytics. Mainly they'll focus on analytics part, that is anti-join, subqueries, all these aspects they will focus. Okay, I will summarize this into real time. So I will give you two flow of code in SQL. One, if you want to become top performer in MySQL, the two flow of codes that you have to practice in MySQL is the classic query and advanced query. The classic query is, it will be basically, this is the flow of code. You will write select, from, join, where, group by, having, order by. The advanced query is, you will use with keyword, and you will use select, from, join, where, group by, having, window functions, and this way. So majority of the real-time problems, when you are going to any companies, they'll ask you advanced queries. That comes with recursive, select, from, join, where, group by. They'll use window functions, subqueries. Again, they'll use subqueries. They'll use order by, and then they'll limit. So if you know this two of this query flow, which if you prepare this two of the query flow, definitely you can basically solve the real-time problems in the SQL. Okay, so you will be able to be comfortably understanding the real-time problems. Okay, so then comes the next part is data cleaning and transformation. Okay, so in real time, when you're going for any organizations, they'll look at, if any industry, it can be banking or finance or any industry, they'll look at whether you can do a data cleaning and transformation thing. That is, it can be for any sales forecasting that you can do with a Power BI tool or Python, or you can do with Tableau. So these two are the core skill sets for SQL Pro Data Analytics to crack a job interview that can be high paying job. One, you need to focus on solving around more than 100 problems on SQL and Power BI related queries. And if you can do that, then maximum you will be able to crack the interview. That is what happens. Because any organizations will give you take-home assignments on data cleaning and transformations, especially on data visualizations and reporting using Power BI or Python related with some kind of modeling examples. Also they give requirement coding analysis. Sometimes they give on big data related also. Okay, so that is the core expectation for a data analytics guy. A data analytics person has to know or explore the two core areas. One is, you have to be good at data. See, maximum, what I would demonstrate is that maximum in a real world production, what we are seeing is a data analyst guy. They will mainly filter you at your project level. That is, which project you are creating. It can be banking or fintech or what project you are doing. But the main core learning a data analytics guy has to know behind this tools is system designs. Okay, so if you see recently, one of our alumni guy got placed at JP Morgan. So even as a data analytics, their core skill set expectations was SQL and Power BI tool and Python with NumPy Pandas expectations. But they were expecting is system design. So they were mainly focusing on the system design. So I am telling you more on the system design aspect here today, so that everyone here can smile and understand a lot of things here. So coming to a system design with data analytics scenarios. Okay, so I will give you a simple example of system design. So if you take an Instagram system design for data analytics, they use a real-time streaming. So the real-time streaming the Instagram uses generally is like this. So they use this real-time streaming. So what in the real-time streaming of Instagram uses is, if for example, if any user tries to do like or comment, if it will go to a Kafka. Okay, Kafka will store a user action, that is like or comment, and it will try to store that Kafka event is read by PySpark. PySpark streaming, structured streaming job is there. He will read that like or comment, and it will read the data from the Kafka and parse it to JSON and store the count or likes comment per post. It will store that information. So who does that? Your PySpark streaming job will do that. Okay, read that particular event of the Kafka and store it. Then it will try to communicate that to Redis or Cassandra to talk about whether that post is a top trending one, to show it in the feed to the users or recommend it to the users, because the Redis database will store that in the Cassandra to store whether that is top trending or something. Then the trend post will happen to the feed again to the user. This is general flow chart. So in real-time production data analytics job, they will ask a real-time streaming related experience, or they will ask about batch processing experience, because those all are the real experiences that the organizations are really looking forward. So I will demonstrate one more example here. Okay. So one more example which I have here is, this is an example. You can see the next example of streaming application is that. So for example, if a user posts a content on LinkedIn application, I'm talking about LinkedIn application. So they will connect to first load balancer, then it goes to API gateway. Okay. Then it will route it to the post injection service in LinkedIn. We all use LinkedIn. In LinkedIn, this happens. So it will, if you post some content on LinkedIn, it will go to load balancer. Then it go to post injection service. This post injection service will try to communicate to two people. See there is a batch pipeline, there is a real-time streaming. So it will communicate to real-time streaming. The real-time streaming will have Kafka, which will actually do real-time streaming, and it will give that information to feed engine service. Feed generation engine, this will recommend to other users, the fellow groups who all are part of their followers. Okay, this is what they do in real-time streaming. But if it is a batch pipeline, they will try to store this in Hadoop file system, and they'll give it to analytics engine. Okay, this is the analytics, big data analytics engine. And then they will do ad targeting and insights that is based on this. This is how they work here. So overall, if you see this real time, any organizations, not only smaller organizations or bigger organizations, most of the organizations are following the batch flow, because when you post is saved into S3 or Hadoop, they store in raw format, and they'll use a Spark or Hive jobs. They'll use it in ETL pipeline, okay, to process the data, post data. And then they'll try to store that data in data lake or warehousing, okay. And then they'll try to use machine learning model, trained models actually. And then they'll report, or they'll try to get some insights. They will try to do some reports or insights. Generally, that is what they tend to do. So maximum, this is what they tend to do in the real world, in the terms of real productions. So a pro data analytics guy will have an experience with an SQL, with a Power BI or Pandas, and it will also have a good experience with system design understanding, because any larger organizations will also try to see whether you have a good understanding on a real system, analytics system designs. Okay. So I'll talk about real production issues. Production issues I'll tell, because when you're going for any company, they'll see whether you know how to do a system design, or you know a system design understanding, and how the real-time production issues you are processing it. So regarding this, which I am talking about in real time, so I'll give you an example. Okay. So for example, you take Instagram. Okay. In Instagram, if a user likes a reel, okay, there is a Kafka topic. Okay, that will be reels like, and there is a Python streaming job is happening. Okay, that is why I'm explaining everything detailed here, because how streaming jobs are used in real world. So there's a Python streaming job is there. This guy will aggregate, like count how many count per reel, and he will compute some score for you. What is the likes plus shares in this time duration, and then he will give that some score. Okay, so he will give some score on that aspects for you. and he will store that score in the Radis database. Okay, and then to the mobile users, he will give trending reels. He'll try to give you trending reels. That is what he will, or anyone will try to do here. Okay, so that is a use case of a real-time batch processing. Now everybody will have this question: is that Venkatesh, in data analytics guy, should be real time? What we should know, actual expectation of the company is that they will actually try to ask you is, do you know in analytics the batch processing and real time processing? Because they will expect from you is batch processing. Batch processing means, can you process large volume of data at scheduled intervals? Okay, that is hourly or daily. Okay, do you know how to do real-time processing, handling data immediately as it arrives? That can be in case of new post or like or comment, because this is what a real production level expectations they will do from all of us. So this is a core data analytics